Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. Today, we're examining a landmark development, drawing from reports and analysis posted to LinkedIn on April 7th, 2026, concerning a new partnership between Intel and Elon Musk's ambitious Terafab project. To really grasp the scale of what's being proposed, it helps to start with a statement from Elon Musk himself. He's called this the most epic chip-building exercise in history by far. Now, you might hear that and think it's just hyperbole, but it really does signal a level of ambition that's aiming to fundamentally reshape the entire industry. So let's start by laying out the fundamentals. Who exactly is involved in this partnership, and what is their ultimate objective? At the heart of it all is a new entity called Terafab. You can think of it as a joint venture between SpaceX, xAI, and Tesla. The core idea is to vertically integrate the entire chip-making process, to bring every single stage, from design to the final packaged product, under one roof. The partnership itself establishes a very clear division of labor. On one side, you have Musk's companies. They're going to act as both the chip designers and, of course, the end users of all this silicon. And on the other side, you have Intel. They're stepping into the crucial role of the fabrication and packaging partner, bringing decades of manufacturing experience to the venture. Now, let's talk about the investment, because it is substantial. The initial capital commitment is estimated to be over $20 billion. A figure of that magnitude tells you this is not just an exploratory project. It's a heavily funded effort to reshape a critical technology supply chain. And what's the goal of all this? Well, the stated objective is to produce 1 terawatt of compute per year. To put that into perspective, that is an almost unimaginable amount of raw computational power. It's the kind of power needed to fuel the next generation of breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and robotics. Okay, so from one perspective, many industry analysts are looking at this as a strategically sound, mutually beneficial arrangement. Let's explore that bull case. This quote from analyst Patrick Moorhead really captures the logic here. He points out that Musk's teams have already demonstrated they can design competitive silicon. So the smart move isn't to try and build that incredibly difficult manufacturing expertise from scratch, but rather to partner with a company that already has it in their DNA. When you look at it this way, the partnership is clearly symbiotic. It's a win-win. Musk's companies get access to world-class manufacturing at scale, and Intel, under CEO Pat Gelsinger, secures a landmark customer for its foundry business. This is a major vote of confidence in Intel's ongoing turnaround strategy. However, there is a very compelling counter-argument here, and it's one that's rooted in the tough, unforgiving realities of the semiconductor industry. This is where we get a bit of a sobering reality check. This really brings us to the central question that industry veterans are asking. We've seen massive disruption in sectors like automotive and space, but many argue that advanced semiconductor fabrication operates under a completely different set of rules. This quote from industry veteran Jeremy Tissot provides that powerful reality check. He argues that the strategies used to upend other industries simply don't translate to advanced chip fabrication. This is a field built on decades of painstaking, incremental learning. Tissot suggests that while visionaries talk about big goals, seasoned semiconductor engineers focus on harder, more practical questions. They're asking, can this actually reach stable mass production? Can the yield be sustained? Will leadership stick around when the learning curve gets ugly and expensive? These are the unglamorous but critical challenges that truly define manufacturing success. So how do we reconcile these two completely opposing viewpoints? Well, the partnership is certainly significant, but its success isn't going to be defined by the announcement. It's going to be defined by operational execution. This really distills the core challenge. You see, the consensus is clear. Wanting to build chips is simply not the same as being able to build chips. The project has to bridge this immense gap between an ambitious vision and the repetitive, unforgiving reality of high-volume manufacturing. Therefore, the future of this whole venture really hinges on several critical details that the rest of the industry will be watching very, very closely as this project moves forward. The execution timeline is still a major open question. For instance, which specific Intel process node will Terafab even use? What are the order timelines for that critical equipment from suppliers like ASML, KLA, and Applied Materials? And maybe most importantly, how will this new deal affect Tesla's existing $16.5 billion agreement with Samsung? These are the key variables that will determine the project's real-world viability.
Ultimately, the Terafab project leaves the industry with a really provocative question. Is this a visionary leap forward for American manufacturing? Or is it a collision course between incredible ambition and the unyielding laws of silicon physics? Only time, and most importantly, execution, will tell. Thank you for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. If you like this overview, use the QR code at the beginning of the video to buy us a coffee or hire us to coach you or your employees in AI. We encourage you to subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and share to help us reach a wider audience.